Welcome to Inspire the Next Mind by Fazuz AI.
All right, today we're going to dive into a question that, honestly, should be on every single leader's mind. In this mad dash to be first, are we totally forgetting how to last? We're going to explore that critical tension between speed and survival. Are you building an organization that's just fast, or are you building one that's truly built to last?
It really all boils down to this one powerful truth. Speed gets you to market, sure, but resilience is what keeps you there. Getting ahead is one thing, but staying ahead, especially when things go sideways, that is a whole different ballgame. Okay, so let's jump right into the world that most of us live and breathe every single day, what I call the speed and fragility trap. We are all constantly pushing to be faster, leaner, more agile, go, go, go. But what's the hidden price we pay for all that velocity?
Just think about it for a second. We've got agile teams, continuous delivery pipelines, next-hour logistics. Everything is optimized for pure, unadulterated speed. But here's the catch. A system that is only built for speed is, by its very nature, incredibly fragile. It's like a race car with no suspension. It has absolutely zero shock absorbers.
And that leads us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? What happens when that disruption, and it's not if, it's when, what happens when it finally hits? It could be a cyber attack, maybe a key supplier just goes dark, or a massive outage. All of a sudden, that finely tuned, high-speed engine doesn't just slow down, it grinds to a catastrophic halt.
Now, I know what a lot of you are probably thinking. Hey, we've got an IT disaster recovery plan. We're covered. And look, I get it. But that is a dangerously narrow way of looking at things. True resilience, that requires seeing the entire picture.
So let's break this down because it's super important. Disaster recovery is technical. It asks one simple question: how do we get the servers back online? But a business continuity management system, a BCMS, that's strategic. It asks a much bigger, more important question: how does the entire business keep delivering its most critical services when everything is on fire? See the difference? It's about your people, your processes, your customers, the whole shebang.
So how do you actually build this kind of resilience? Well, the good news is you don't have to invent it from scratch. There's a proven global framework for this called ISO 22301, and I want you to think of it less like some stuffy rulebook and more like a leader's blueprint, a framework to make sure your organization can respond, recover, and just keep on going, no matter what gets thrown at you.
And right at the heart of this framework is a simple but incredibly powerful continuous cycle. It's called the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle. And this is how you turn resilience from just an idea on a whiteboard into an actual, functional muscle in your organization.
Here's how it works. First, you plan by deeply understanding your business. Then you do. You actually implement your response plans. Now, this next part is absolutely critical. You check those plans by testing them relentlessly. And finally, you act, learning from every single test to continuously get better. It's not a one-and-done project. It's a living, breathing process that makes you stronger every time you go through the loop.
That plan phase is where so many companies fail because they try to skip the hard work. A proper business impact analysis doesn't just look at your servers, it identifies your critical business functions, things like processing payments or onboarding customers. Then, you assess the real-world risks to those functions, not just the technology.
This planning phase forces you to define your tolerance for disruption with two key metrics. Your recovery time objective, or RTO, is all about speed. How fast must we be back up and running? And your recovery point objective, RPO, is all about data. How much information can we truly afford to lose? Defining these isn't just a good idea, it's completely non-negotiable.
Okay, theory is one thing, but let's make this real. Let's tell a story, a tale of two companies. Imagine a massive cloud outage hits, taking thousands of services offline. We're going to follow two companies through this crisis, FastStack and Resilient Corp. And believe me, their stories reveal everything.
So at FastStack, it is pure instant chaos. 10 a.m., the site goes down. 10:01, it's sheer panic. The team is scrambling with no plan, no practiced response. By 10:30, customer service is getting hammered with calls. But guess what? Their tools are down too. By noon, the CEO is issuing a public apology. Brand trust is shattered. It is a complete textbook cascade of failure.
Now let's look at Resilient Corp. The outage hits and boom, the incident response plan is immediately activated. The team knows exactly what to do because they've tested it. Within 35 minutes, they've failed over their secondary provider and they are back online. For their customers, it was basically a non-event. Business just continues.
6 hours of downtime versus 34 minutes, just look at that. And this isn't just about time, this is about lost revenue, a damaged reputation, and customer loyalty going right out the window. The difference between these two companies wasn't luck, it was discipline. It was the direct result of having a resilience blueprint.
So, this brings us to the ultimate point. This really gets to the heart of the matter. Building resilience isn't some technical decision you just delegate to IT. It's a fundamental leadership decision about the kind of organization you truly want to build.
Because resilience is really the discipline that turns that feeling of, man, I hope this doesn't happen, into the calm confidence of, I know what to do when it does. It's about transforming wishful thinking into confident, decisive action.
So we'll leave you with this question to reflect on. In your team, in your company, are you building just to be fast, or are you building to truly last? The choice you make will define your future, and it's what will ultimately inspire the next mind.